Hello, Miss Nancy. How are you?
Good evening, Clark. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing just splendid, thank you. How's the stove? How's the smoke?
Enjoyable, actually. A habit I wish I could give up, but at the same time don't want to.
Hmm. Why do you want to give it up?
Well, it's not good for your health, is it? There's many implications for your lungs, skin, aging. I could go on, but it's so enjoyable.
Unless it's eerie. I like it. I've given up a lot of things, but smoking is also just not one of them.
It's got to be the best of a few bad things, I suppose.
Yes. Well, if you'd like, go ahead and hop in your vehicle. You see those silos just down the road over there?
I do.
We're gonna meet over there, okay?
Okay.
Actually, let's go together. Come on. Is that your van right there to the right? Do you work for
No.
Bugstars?
That
Are
little...
you currently undercover?
No, that little beetle there.
Ah, that's right.
She doesn't drive fast, she doesn't corner well. She doesn't do a great deal, but she has sentimental value.
Good. That matters. Matters more than all those things put together. What kind of cigarettes do you prefer?
Marlborough, but I don't think you have them here, do you?
No, we actually just started a new business, a new Babylon, where some people are taking the approach to make their own.
Oh. With less health implications?
Quite honestly, I have no idea. It has yet to be announced. It's right behind us. Go up to
Can I
the
get
silos
around
behind
this way?
us. Just drive up the hill.
You'll be
Beautiful
lucky if
car
this
can
thing
handle
makes
it.
it. Can it? Can she now? Oh, yes, she can.
That's a good question about the health. Do not know. Right here is just fine. Are you afraid of heights?
No.
Good. After you.
Nancy, thank you so much for joining us.
Hello.
Giving Skipper and Bjorn an opportunity to look over your proposition booklet, which was molto bene, I'll have to say, quite well put together. While they are looking at that, do you have any questions for us before we get started?
I have one singular question.
Yes, indeed.
Are you truly happy?
That is a very good question. I suppose in general, I am always the unsatisfied sort. But do I find fulfillment in my work here in New Babylon? Yes, I do. I found, especially over the past couple of days, that I am profoundly lucky for the people that I get to call friends.
Thank you for your honest answer.
Strange how in moments of loss it really gives one pause to really think about what is had and how important gratitude is, even in the most mundane moments.
I think we both agree on that.
Indeed. Suppose I kind of overtook that. Andy, would you like to answer that same question?
Sure. Am I happy in New Babylon or just in general? Yes. I'm definitely happier here. More fulfilled for sure in New Babylon than I would be or was in the city. And like Eliza said, I think there's something to be said about working hand in hand with each other. It really builds a bond between us.
Thank you.
No, thank you. It's one of those questions that tend to resonate deeper than many people think.
Yes, I don't think people really actually answer the question. It's the same as society tells you, "Hi, how are you?" That's how you greet someone, isn't it? But we're used to saying, "Yes, great, thank you." You don't actually think of the answer.
Almost never.
This is true.
So thank you for your honesty.
Thank you for asking.
Miss Nancy, are you happy?
I thought I was. I thought I had everything that I wanted. It turns out that money, businesses, fake acquaintances actually doesn't bring one joy and doesn't fulfill one's purpose in life. I'd rather have none of those things, but to feel fulfilled every time I wake up, that I have something to give, work upon, and offer the world. So no, I guess in answer to your question, no, not currently.
Being happy is kind of overrated. Would you agree?
I think living in a state of turmoil, perhaps change, perhaps progress, is positive, not necessarily living in complete discomfort and misery.
Poetically said.
But I think there's scope for me to be happy.
Where do you think you'd find that happiness? Or how, maybe?
Being able to pursue something that was a passion
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
without necessarily worrying about the financial implications of paying for somewhere to live, eat, breathe. But perhaps that doesn't exist within this world because we live in capitalism, don't we?
Yep. Not entirely wrong.
Well, I thought so, and still Clark led me to this strange turn of events at New Babylon.
Pretty random, to be fair.
And I'm still not totally sure you weren't watching me.
Oh,
Like a stalker?
that's the Babylonian peeper. That is not who I am. No, it was happenstance. Bjorn, Skip, Andy, I'm not sure if you heard, but Miss Nancy here was working for the news company, which she despises if I do remember correctly. She came down to New Babylon because she spoke to someone who mentioned Eliza in New Babylon. She came on down, and out of nowhere, she received a phone call from me saying, "Hello, my name is Clark. I'm a part of the community outreach here at New Babylon." She said, "Off rip, are you watching me currently?" Confused, I said no. I was telling the truth then, and I tell the truth now. I was not peeping, nor was I watching. But I see it as fate. You just happened to pull up right when you did. I called you right when I did. Which leads me to my first question. Are you in the FIB?
Negative.
Have you ever been connected to them or worked for them?
Negative.
You mentioned a lot of things in that book. The application itself, I thought was great, straight to the point. I'm far more interested in the other book that you wrote, though. I love the ideas that you had. You and I were thinking pretty similarly on the last topic. Something about the way I aligned it was community outreach, almost like a panel of counselors, guidance counselors even. All these things are possible. In New Babylon, some of these things people have started and failed at. Some of these things people haven't even thought of at all. That's the main thing we do here in New Babylon. Each person here started something. Maybe it fumbled. Maybe it succeeded. But that's why they're all standing here today. It's a great representations of what Babylon is and wants in each person. So out of all those options you wrote down, what's something that you would actually put the effort into immediately? What's the first crack that you take?
Immediately, I would love to work on training those around me to become any character that they could ever dream of, to be able to fit into any scenario that they could ever dream of. Then, second to that, I think it would be the community outreach, in helping those outside of New Babylon achieve those kind of dreams. Should that be you want to play a character and you want to insert yourself into different places in society, then perhaps that could be of use, but that might not be where you see yourself. You might want to open a restaurant. You might want to do something that the law deems not at all legal, but we wouldn't judge that, you see.
And if someone passes this class, this espionage class, for lack of a better term, would there be a job for them on the other side? They've earned your trust, maybe to work with you on some of these missions that you see yourself involved in the future.
Yes, in passing the class, it would actually not be my judgment, but in fact the people who reside within New Babylon's judgment. Because if you don't realize who they are, then I would deem that a success. Now the other thing, in terms of employment and going forth into the world, that would depend on where you see the development of spice going. Where that is in development, if it was something that would be ready to put out into the greater world, that would entirely depend on where that was in terms of its investigations, let's put it that way. You see, my ideas kind of intertwine with one another. One doesn't work without the other, and it goes in a succinct line, I suppose. But eventually, when it does get to that point, if it ever got to that point in the research where it was ready to go out into the greater world, well, it would come back to us, Clark, and that's the cleverness of it. It would always come back to us.
Yes. How do you handle stressful situations, Miss Nancy?
I'm calm. I'm always put together. Emotion doesn't really run itself through my veins, to be honest with you. It's rare that I get heated. I'm passionate, but not heated. But I will say losing my sense of self is something that scares me deeply, because I don't know what my emotions would become if I did.
We talked about that for with the garments that we wear? Do you feel like wearing these garments would make you lose a piece of yourself?
It's what I fear. I don't know that it would, it's just what I fear.
Is it
And then
just
I
because
feel-
your suit is what you know? That's what you've always defaulted to, maybe?
Yes, and I think items are important to me, not because of the materialistic side of that. I never had anything growing up. I had to fight for everything I ever had. So when I'm given something that's special, have something made for me that's special, given to me like my vehicle that I drive, I'm quite sentimental with it. And I find it difficult to let that go.
But can you let it go?
There's only one way to find out.
Amen to that. How much money do you have?
Well, I just gave 10 grand away to those imbeciles. Let's have a look. 62.
$62. $62.
1,000.
Oh.
Clark.
Of course. Of course.
So besides spice research, you mentioned alien research. What are you looking to research
Well,
in that regard?
I've always thought there was something more out there. It can't be that human beings are the only beings living in the entire universe. It simply cannot be. I've always thought it was a pipe dream until the other day, when that dream became a realization. Now, the spit that I got off of Jörg, is that correct? Is that correct
Jörg.
pronunciation? Jörg. I put a little in my pocket, so I went down to Humane Labs today, just to extract the little enzymes from that. If they have powers that we don't, can we use those enzymes within the spit to harness something that's perhaps performance enhancing for human beings? I don't know yet, but I'd like to find out.
Humane Labs. Are you connected with Humane Labs in any sort of way?
No, it's simply the only place I've found where they've left a series of test tubes, saline solution, etc. Is it theft? Yes. Has anybody caught me yet? No.
So you haven't discovered anything yet? Just begun the research?
I just begun today, actually.
With your background and expertise, do you believe that you have the capability to develop this potential human glorpa hormone, I suppose?
Glorpmone, even.
Yes, but I think that would wholly reside on their participation. Without that, I simply have the spit that lines the inside of this jacket pocket, the enzymes that I harnessed from it today in a test tube mixed with saline solution at the moment, and that's all I would have. If I mess that up, change it to something that I can no longer use, then that becomes the end of the experiment.
I see. Would you be willing to humor me? I know this isn't the sort of thing that happens in a singular moment. Could you demonstrate how you would coach someone to do a character with a skipper here if you're willing to be a volunteer?
I'm down.
Okay. Skipper,
Yes,
you've
ma'am.
lived on this earth for 70 years of your life. You once ran a little corner shop in London town. Let's say the south of London, in particular an area called Peckham.
What's the town called?
Peckham. Now, in this corner shop, things aren't always legitimate. You help a lot of the underworld cover up for their wrongdoings because no one would suspect a little old 70-year-old lady. Now, I want you to think about the voice that this 70-year-old English lady would have. Would it wobble? Would it crack? Would it be high-pitched? Would it be low-pitched? Would she be a full-time smoker? And would that affect the nature of how her voice sits?
Should I try the voice?
I would love to hear the voice.
Oh, hello, dear. How are we? How was that?
Wow.
Okay. That sounded more like the person from Mrs. Doubtfire. Not a little old lady from the south of London.
How can I improve?
Should he be more posh, less posh?
You need to be less posh. You need to imagine that you smoke 40 a day and have done for 40 years of your life. You also need to think about bottle of water and how you would pronounce that if you were from the south of London rather than where I'm from. Now, give it another go. 40 a day, lower,
Got this
and
guy.
much, much less posh.
I need some water.
Holy fuck.
It's honestly
Boy.
remarkable how the young
That was
learn
fucking
these
good.
days, isn't it?
Like a gremlin. A gremlin from the depths of Lord of the Rings.
Remarkable.
Can you see the difference? If he came to you in the first instance and did that voice, I really think you'd think, I know who that is. You can't fool me. If he came to you with the second one, I think you'd question who it actually was.
I see.
Now, what sort of physical characteristics could one undertake in order to look and feel like they're someone else? What could Bjorn here to my left do to feel and look like someone else?
So, I've always believed that the first port of call is the spine. I think the spine is the backbone to everything that you are. You see, I stand quite tall, but then you have Bjorn here who sort of stands protruded, excuse for a better want of word, belly first, you see? It gives off a completely different ethos. So, should Bjorn want to look a little different, handle himself a little different, he would simply pull from the belly button, back to the spine, round the shoulders forward. It would give him a completely different ethos. And there you have it. It's quite remarkable, isn't it, the power of the spine?
Yes, it is.
Do you believe anyone can be coached? Even the most potentially monotone and not so in touch with their physical faculties.
Yes, I believe anyone can be coached. I think the voice is the harder coach. They're smaller, more intrinsic muscles, so that takes longer to master. So in changing your voice and making people think that you are someone you're not, that's longer. However, the physicality, I think, is simpler and can be done with smaller, easier, in fact, larger exercises.
Do you think that you'd be successful in teaching someone how to lie, convincing enough, so that they'll actually get away with it for once?
Yes, most people think it's within the eyes, but actually, if you watch someone lie, most of the time, they don't fully close their jaw. That's a real telltale sign that someone's lying. So if you work on that and can cover those traits up, then it becomes much easier to get people to believe you. Also, hi everyone. I'm streaming it because I'm worried I'm going to lose her story because I made her on a whim, right? And I think she's a really cool character.
Understood.
But I'm streaming it because I don't want to lose this footage because it's fun.
Would these sessions be like classes with multiple students, like a seminar, I suppose, or a workshop, or would you be working one-on-one with individuals?
I think to begin with, actually, it'd be better to have group classes so that people can try it, see if they enjoy it. If they don't, that's absolutely fine. There'll never be any pressure. If that's not part of your lifestyle, that's not part of your lifestyle. But I think there's less pressure in a large group, and you can have more play, I suppose, which I think is easier for learning.
Excuse me.
I also don't talk this posh.
When's the last
This
time you've
is a
killed
voice,
someone?
by the way. You really want to know that?
Yes. You don't have to answer, but I'm curious.
I think you've been honest with me. I think you've shown me enough that I'll be willing to share. It was 3 months ago. It is part of the same story I shared with you yesterday about Arthur, the man I entered into a relationship with to destroy his lab for methamphetamines. I killed him. That's why I have a hit on my back.
Apologies.
Thank you for that. Thank you for being honest.
How I did it was kind.
How kind. How'd you do it?
As kind as you can be in taking someone's life. It was a dart. I entered it into the corner of his eye. Within that was a chemical that slowly makes you go to sleep. You don't really feel it. In fact, you don't even feel the dart enter the eye.
Do you still have these darts?
No, but there's no reason we couldn't make any more.
Yes. Good.
As long as you have the facilities to weld the metal into the correct shape, sharpen it, and then the facilities for me to make some kind of juice. Let's call it juice. It sounds more pleasant. Then I don't see why we couldn't recreate those.
Yes. I love that idea.
What you would do with those would be up to you. Whether you want to sell them, whether you want to trade them, whether you want to keep them just for yourselves. For the upper hand, it's up to you.
Apologies, I have to step away, but it was good to meet you, Nancy.
Lovely to meet you. Take care.
And,
Yes, thank you, Coots.
and I'm sure we will see you soon.
Well, before some of the questions continue, I would love to take a second, speak with the rest of the council here, and you just allow us just a few moments.
Take your time.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Whoa,
Nancy.
Doomsday! Thank you, Clark. Thank you, Doomsday. Oh my god.
We had just a few more questions.
That's so kind. Thank you.
Now,
Thank you very much.
before the tour, you and I spoke briefly about your time
Aw,
at
thanks, guys.
the news station, which you dreaded. And we're kind of just doing the job just to do it. And it just so happened to lead you here to our front gate. And of course, which has opened this can of worms, which has led us all right here, right now. So my question is, what sort of random opportunity that may arise during your time in New Babylon that might pull you away and have you chase that instead of staying in New Babylon?
The only thing that I think could do that is simply not having my voice heard or considered. You don't have to go along with any idea that I present. I just want to have the respect of the opportunity to present it.
So if your voice is not heard, you have the opportunity to speak. You speak. It is taken into consideration, but it's cast to the side. That's better than not being heard at all, correct?
Correct.
And what if you feel like your voice wasn't heard? What if it was taken into account, but we're still dismissed without a thank you, without anything like that? Just, okay. And then moved on.
Then it was acknowledged, no?
Sure.
I will always presume, if you answer with an okay, a yes, or a no, you have listened and you have acknowledged, and you've made your decision. I don't always need a no because, or yes because, or maybe but. It can just be a simple yes, no, okay.
Noted.
I'm not precious. I'll never be offended if something doesn't work. I just want acknowledgement that you've listened, considered, and made your decision.
I think that's only fair. I hope you never experience that in New Babylon if all this works out.
So do I.
Well, I mean, that's all the questions I got. If you guys have any.
No, I am quite set at the present moment.
What's your honest opinion about our holy vestments?
You're what now?
The attire that we wear.
I wish they did up to the top around your neck. I think it does look very casual that they lean open. I actually don't mind the romper style. I don't dislike the colour. I hate that it's open at the top. I wish that it had a button. It did quite like a collar, I suppose, but it doesn't. I enjoy the colour of your boots, but please polish them.
Yeah, Bazim is slacking. I gotta get that done. You're right.
Amen. If you were punished, Miss Nancy, for whatever wrongdoing you committed during your time in New Babylon, and your consequence, your punishment, was to shine our boots, would you do that?
I will always accept punishment when I have done something wrong. I'll question you to make sure that I do agree. I will offer you reasonings for what you deem my wrongdoings, and if you still deem it a wrongdoing, then yes. Of course I would. That's how I was brought up.
Very good. We hope Bazin will learn from you in that sense. We'll meet him soon, I'm sure. Well, Miss Nancy, if we have no more questions, we thank you for your time. We will, of course, deliberate, speak to everyone here, as well as some other leadership, and we will get back to you ASAP. Don't expect a call immediately. I know you won't be sitting at the phone anyway. You have other things to do, but we will be in contact.
I thank you for your time. Please don't rush. If you do get any more of that saliva Do pass it my way.
Shall.
I'll leave you to deliberate.
Thank you, Nancy.
We
Thank you, Miss
greatly.
Nancy.
Take care.
You as well.